I actually visited and saw what those scenes look like today in my favorite 100 Famous Views of Edo, Meisho Edo hyakkei, painted by Hiroshige Ando. Nakagawa River Mouth at 070 depicts a waterway where the Nakagawa, Onagi, and Shinkawa rivers cross each other. First of all, please look at the map by the Geospatial Information Authority of Japan, GSI. The area about 7 kilometers east of Tokyo Station, where the Onagi River and the old Nakagawa River intersect, will be the setting for this project. I have circled it in red. The large vertical Arakawa River shown on modern maps did not exist at that time. I put this over a map from the early Meiji period, a few years after Hiroshige painted this picture. As you can see from this map, the area where the Tozai subway line runs today is on the coastline, and when Ieyasu Tokugawa came to Edo, the sea and mudflats were much deeper into the city. Water transportation played a key role in the transportation of goods during the Edo period, and around 1590, Tokugawa Ieyasu, who settled in Edo Castle, turned his attention to the Gyotoku salt fields in order to secure salt, a strategic commodity. However, the northern part of Edo Bay from Gyotoku to Edo Minato was covered with sandbars and shoals that often ran ships aground, forcing them to make large offshore detours. Even if a detour was made offshore, it would still be dangerous if the sea became rough, so Onagi Shire was ordered to open a canal to Gyotoku. This was the Onagi River, which was widened over time and became an important waterway. I enlarged the map a little more and put a map of the same scale from the early Meiji period on top of it. I put a red gradient on the area where Hiroshige's point of view would have been. Please see a more extensive map. After the completion of the Tonegawa River eastward shift project that started in the early Edo period, 1603–1867, goods for eastbound shipping did not bypass the Boso Peninsula, but instead traveled from Choshi up the safe Tonegawa River to Sakayado, then entered Edo via the Edogawa, Shinkawa, and Onagi rivers. You can clearly see that this location was a key point for water transportation. Today, it is like the Ryogoku junction of the Metropolitan Expressway. Let's actually take a closer look at Hiroshige's painting. Below the dark blue gradient, the mountains of Chiba can be seen through the red hazy clouds. It does not seem to be Mount Nokojiriyama in terms of direction. Toward the back of the screen is the Shinkawa River. Flowing to the left and right is the Nakagawa River, and down in the foreground is the Onagi River. There are 2 boats passing by and several turquoise boats with Muse Hero on their sides moored on the Shinkawa River. The rafts floating in the Nakagawa River symbolize the thriving lumber distribution industry. In addition, 2 fishing boats are depicted here, as the area is close to the sea and brackish water, where fish are plentiful. In fact, it seems that sea bass, a favorite of Edo citizens, was often caught. In the foreground, 2 24-passenger boats called Nagatosen, which traveled between Edo and Gyotoku, pass each other on the Onagi River. By this time, the transportation of humans and other daily commodities had replaced salt as the main form of water transportation on the Onagi River. In the 5th year of the Kanbun era, each passenger was charged 17 mun, which would be a little over 200 yen in today's sense. Citizens called it Gyotoku Bune, or Gyotoku boat, and it was a popular form of daily transportation. On the left side below the painting, there was a Gabensho, a water barrier that controlled and supervised boats, although it is not depicted in the painting. 2 travelers walking along the banks of the Onagi River are depicted on the lower side of the painting, which is the direction these travelers are heading. Before this painting, Hiroshige painted a picture from the Gobanjo side in his picture book, Edo Souvenirs. The building with the flag on the lower right is the one shown in this painting. The commentary on the painting, translated into modern Japanese, reads as follows. The Nakagawa River is located between the Sumidagawa River and the Tomigawa River, so it is called the Nakagawa River. There are many fish here, and from spring to fall, net boats and fishing boats are constantly visiting the area, making it a place of amusement for many people. Furthermore, Hiroshige painted a more straightforward and materialistic go-banjo around the time of the Tempo era. This go-banjo was usually called fu-una-bancho, and was a barrier that strictly monitored people entering and leaving Edo, as typified by the phrase, incoming guns and outgoing women, Edo shogunate policing provisions for maintaining public order. However, as the peaceful period of Edo continued for a long time, it seems that by the time Hiroshige painted this picture, it had changed to a level where people would pass through with a light touch. I actually went to this location. This is a shot taken from the top of the Bancho Bridge, the closest bridge to the Nakagawa. The Shinkawa River, which used to run through to the other side, is now out of sight. The Arakawa River, created by the Arakawa Spillway Project, flows in both directions, dividing the Shinkawa River, and the Oshima-Kimitsugawa Park and Keiji no Hiroba, built on the right bank of the Arakawa River, can be seen standing in the way. Only a small monument remains after the Fu-una-bancho boat guard station. The Onagi River still runs almost in a straight line to the Sumidagawa River. About 200 meters north of here, the Kodoku Boat Guard Station Museum was built. Please see the photo taken from the same location in Contrasting Edo 100 Views of Now and Then, published in 1919. You can see that the Arakawa River drainage canal has not yet been constructed and is connected to the Shinkawa River. You can see that factories and other facilities are beginning to be built on the Shinkawa side at this time. The Onagi River, created for the purpose of transporting strategic goods, later became an important logistics route supporting the citizens of Edo, and with just one word to the initially very strict ship guard station, boats would pass by laughing. I believe that Hiroshige depicted such remaining peaceful atmosphere of Nakagawa. Just before he painted this picture, the unseen black ships had arrived. The town of Edo had been destroyed by the Ansei earthquake, and people's minds were covered with the emperor's exclusionist sentiment, making it difficult to see the future. Well, how about now? I actually tried to fit the current situation into Hiroshige's painting. This is a peaceful landscape. However, compared to the tranquil landscape of peace itself that Hiroshige depicted, I feel much more uneasy about the future. Now, conflicts are being fought on a global scale, hegemony is rampant, and no one is able to stop it. Don't you feel that something else is quietly coming over the forcibly created embankment of the Arakawa River in the front of the photo?